DSS have finally landed themselves in a very big trouble moment Kenya made the ruling few days ago in their court that the rearranged and the extradition of Nnamdi Kanu back to Nigeria is actually illegal. You know, the news is actually everywhere now. Kenya government were actually looking forward for Nnamdi Kanu to be released back to his people, or Nigerian government should return him back to Kenya. But Nigerian government and DSS never do that. Yet they still keep him in DSS detention. Now African leaders are now coming together to make it known that Nigerian government should allow Nnamdi Kanu to go with immediate effect. But the DSS are coming up with the fact that they did not know how Nnamdi Kanu get to Nigeria. You can see what is happening. Even in 2025, they saying that they don't know how Nnamdi Kanu gets to Nigeria. Now videos are everywhere. Ibrahim Traore have finally released a letter to Nnamdi Kanu right now, and a lot of BIAFRANS have been jubilating moment the letter finally got to Nnamdi Kanu in DSS detention. You will see things for yourself in this very video. Burkina Faso is finally putting up to support Nnamdi Kanu at the moment. You will see things for yourself in this very video. I would like guys to stay connected to the end of the video. If you can share the video as you're watching it, just do what to share it. Share to different social media platforms. Let it go viral. And if you can share the video, just do what to like it. Like it, give it a thumb up so that it will be recommended for us. You will see all the content of the letter. You will see everything the way it goes. Now, if you're a true lover of Nnamdi Kanu and you're a true BIAFRAN, just drop a purple heart for Nnamdi Kanu in the comment section on this video. Just drop a love emoji for this man. It's not easy to be in a dung game for more than 4 years because he's fighting for the cause of his people. Just stay connected. I'll come back again.
Welcome you back to LAJUPOG Watch TV.
I don't have bad news for you today.
The home of religious gossip.
But you should leave the fight for Mohammed.
What is happening in the Christendom? Join now to make sense with LAJUPOG.
Hello my great and wonderful viewers, welcome back to LAJUPOG Watch TV. For those of you that are fresh on this platform, for those of you visiting this channel for the very first time, just go to click the red subscription button appearing in your video screen, and at the same time as you click in it, click the notification bell icon alongside, so that whenever we drop a new video in few hours time, you won't miss out. YouTube will easily notify you. You know, Nnamdi Kanu have been in DSS detention, and moment the Kenya government actually make the ruling in their court that the extradition of Nnamdi Kanu back to Nigeria is finally illegal. Now Kenya was expecting the fact that Nigerian government and DSS should release Nnamdi Kanu with immediate effect, but Nnamdi Kanu wasn't released. They did not let this man to go. Now Kenya write letter to Nigerian government that they should allow Nnamdi Kanu to go, but yet they did not allow him to go. Now Ibrahim Traore have finally come up with some other African leaders, and they've given a letter out to BIAFRANS. Now they've sent a letter to Nnamdi Kanu through Igbo leaders and all of that, and this letter was collected in great surprise. You will see things the way it goes. You will see everything for yourself. Nobody ever expected that Ibrahim Traore can actually come in for Nnamdi Kanu, because this man never wanted to come into Nnamdi Kanu's case. Ibrahim Traore never wanted to involve himself in Nnamdi Kanu and Biafran case, but the moment DSS came up with the excuse, all eyes on the DSS moment Kenya court actually released the fact that Nnamdi Kanu rearranged back to Nigeria is actually illegal. A lot of people were expecting Nnamdi Kanu to be released, but they did not release Nnamdi Kanu. But the fact remains, the DSS came up with the excuse. They said they did not know how Nnamdi Kanu get to Nigeria. That was what the DSS said. They said they did not know how Nnamdi Kanu gets to Nigeria. That since they don't know how he gets to Nigeria, they can't release him and all of that. Now, I will play you the full video. You will see things the way it goes. I would like guys to stay connected to the end of this video so that you won't miss out. If you can share the video as you're watching it, just do what to share it. Share to different social media platforms. Let it go viral. And if you can share it, just like the video. Like it, give it a thumb up so that it will be recommended for us. If you're a true lover of Nnamdi Kanu, I'm saying it again, please drop a love emoji for this man at the comment section on this video. Just drop your heart for him at the comment section on the video. You know, nobody ever expected that the DSS can actually come up with the fact that they did not know how Nnamdi Kanu gets to Nigeria. Who brought Nnamdi Kanu from Kenya to Nigeria? Is it the Kenyan government that actually brought Nnamdi Kanu from their country to Nigeria? Yes, we all know that Nnamdi Kanu was in Kenya for vacation and all of that, but all of a sudden, without committing an offense in Kenya, they just capture him, they arrest him, and before you know, they send him to Nigeria. They carry him. Who went to carry him? Who went to carry him for Kenya? Now the DSS are saying that they did not know how he gets to Nigeria. Now, since you do not know how he gets to Nigeria, how did he get to your custody? Those are the questions that they're asking. How did Nnamdi Kanu get to your custody? Even in 2025, the DSS are still saying that they don't know how Nnamdi Kanu gets to Nigeria, and they want Nigerians to actually believe that. You can see what is actually going on. Now, since you do not know how he gets to Nigeria, can you just release him? Since they've declared his extradition from Kenya to Nigeria illegal, can you just release him? You do not know how he gets to your custody. Release him, let him go. But they refuse to release him. Now, Ibrahim Traore and some other African leaders are getting themselves involved now. They said enough is enough. It cannot be happening under the nose of Africa. That's why a lot of people actually say now Ibrahim Traore apparently sent down letter to Nnamdi Kanu through Igbo elders according to report. You can see what the DSS are actually putting themselves into now. A lot of people are now going into Tinubu now. They said Tinubu must release Nnamdi Kanu with immediate effect. And this is happening because most of his prophecies as far as Nigeria is concerned, all the words that you have mentioned of in time past, everything is playing out. Even religious leaders, all of them are now pulling together. They say that Nnamdi Kanu must be released with immediate effect. Notable men of God in Nigeria, a lot of them are now saying that Nnamdi Kanu stay in the DSS detention is very, very bad and is very, very dangerous to the life of a lot of Nigerians, that they should allow this man to go with immediate effect. For God to give him all those kind of revelations some years ago and everything happened in 2025 consecutively back to back, that shows that God has something in store for this man. It is this man that can actually make sure that everything comes to normal as far as Nigerian security is concerned. That's why a lot of big GOs are saying that Nnamdi Kanu should be released with immediate effect, that the illegal detention should be stopped. Now, someone that Kenya actually declared the fact that the rendition back to Nigeria was actually illegal, why did Nigeria have the right to actually try him in court? Those are the questions that a lot of people are asking. These are not even my own personal questions. I keep my own personal questions to myself. You can as well drop your own question at the comment section on this video. We address everything. What is happening as far as this man case is concerned? Is there something special that these people did not want us to know as far as Nnamdi Kanu case is concerned? Why are they keeping him for so long? Now, I will show you the content of the letter. You will see everything that Ibrahim Traore actually make out in the letter I sent to Nnamdi Kanu. Now, first of all, a video will be circulating online, and this is the video that Nnamdi Kanu made before they come for him in Kenya. That was his last video. And you will see how everything actually goes. Since the DSS are saying that they did not know how Nnamdi Kanu gets to Nigeria and he appears in their custody, is it that they downloaded him, or maybe they actually make juju to make him to disappear from Kenya and appear in their custody? What's happening? Now, the moment Nnamdi Kanu arrives in Nigeria and how they carry him in Kenya, you see everything in the course of this video. Since they said they did not know how he came to Nigeria, they cover this man's face. You will see everything. Just stay connected. And during the video, you will see the letter that Nnamdi Kanu received from Ibrahim Traore of Burkina Faso. Just stay connected. If you can share the video, do well to share it. If you can't share it, just like it. Stay connected. I'll come back again.
Is it not abundant now? What I expect Nigerians to be asking themselves now, a very simple, because the only thing that cures idiocy in life is a question. I have said this before. When two people are quarreling and you are not there to witness how the whole thing transpired or who is at fault, when you go to court, before any court, even your village court or inside your father's living room, they will first of all say to you, tell us what happened. After stating your own side of the story, they will now cross-examine you. By asking questions, you find out who is a liar and who is telling the truth. Do you see the way they lie, they deceive? These are grown-up men and women lying like little babies. Not liars, congenital liars. That is how they deceive the whole world. They came to my house and they killed people. I managed to survive and escape with my life. This is what they do. They ask them and they deny it. And some of you now listening, you were in support of Nigerian army. Then, because in this life, you see, what goes around comes around. If you wish people bad, you witness that bad. I remember some people in Lagos State jubilating that the army went to kill Nnamdi Kanu and IPOB. When it transpired that I survived and a case was being made for the unlawful invasion of my house, The Nigerian army went to court and gave a testimony in front of Binta Nyako, saying that they pursued a truck loaded with explosives into my compound, and as they got there, the truck exploded. What? Oh my God. And some of you bought into their lies. Today, those lies are catching up with everybody. Now you understand that Nigerian army has an agenda. It is not a Nigerian army. Some of you are hard at hearing. We tell you it goes through one ear, it goes out of the other until it comes to full manifestation. Nigerian army is working towards a template drawn by the Fulani oligarchy, the cabal. They want to use Nigeria as the base for Fulani all over the Sahel. Are you listening to me? They closed the borders in the south during COVID-19. No border in the north was closed. If you go to Katsina today, you cannot tell who is from Niger. You cannot tell who is from Chad. You cannot tell who is from Cameroon. You cannot tell who is from Gambia. You cannot tell who is from Senegal. You cannot tell. But you understand what Nigeria, mind you, but you cannot tell. That is why you cannot trust, never ever trust Nigerian army. Any governor telling you they are trying to keep the peace security forces, that governor is part of them. This army has come to kill. They have come to kill, and they will not go until you drive them away. That is the language that the Fulani Janjaweed understand. Anybody thinking that this army is under the control of sensible Nigerian citizens, you need to see a psychiatrist. You are even more foolish than you think. This is the Janjaweed army. They will recruit some willing tools from the south, and as a result of that, they will kill and they will get away with it. But not any longer. Not anymore. This is the last presentation. Liars, liars, liars everywhere. Officials of the Lekki Concession Company, that company should be sued. That company that removed the company, Lekki Concession Company, I believe it belongs to Tinubu. It must be burnt down. They are the ones that tampered with the evidence. They are the ones that set the stage for the massacre of innocent people. Lekki Concession Company. It needs to go up in flames. Do you know why I tell you to do all these things? Because if you don't do them, those you're dealing with will think you're a fool, and they will continue to kill you. They will continue to lie to you about it. You must rise up, and the time is now. Babajide Sanwo-Olu of Lagos State was the one that imposed 24-hour curfew. He was the one that did it. They said that the violence engulfed the state. I want black, you know we are black. We don't really track back a lot to reference what happened in the past, to use it to understand the games and the stratagem of our enemies. Now listen carefully. They said Sanwo-Olu of Lagos State imposed a 24-hour curfew on the state following the violence that engulfed the state. Who caused the violence? That is the question you need to ask yourself. The people that caused the violence is Tinubu and Sanwo-Olu. You saw them in broad daylight. Nigerian journalists, you must do your job to try to report things objectively. You saw them in broad daylight. They used BRT buses to go and they went to Mushi to go and ferry area boys to start attacking the protesters, so that when the protesters react, they will claim there is anarchy and they bring in the army and the police, and that was what happened. Most commentators and analysts said that is what is going to happen. That was what happened. Why is everybody pretending? Why is everybody pretending they don't know what happened? It was Tinubu and Sanwo-Olu, the governor of Lagos State, they organized to turn the protest into a violent protest by asking their thugs or mandating their thugs to attack peaceful protesters. And you know it is Nigeria. If they attack you and don't attack back, they will keep coming until they kill all of you. So the protesters now reacted. As the protesters reacted, the government now said there is violence. But it was the government of Lagos State that started the violence. It's a clear fact. Did you not see the video of them ferrying their thugs in Abuja? Did the same thing not happen with DSS? You saw DSS with their tinted SUVs carrying local, filthy, smelly, alamajiri, janjaweed thugs to go and kill protesters. What does that tell you? Nigeria is a den. People must understand. Nobody came out in this life to hate anybody. But if you do not hate Nigeria, there is something wrong with you. Nigeria is evil. You people don't understand it until it hits you in the face. Nigeria is satanic. Nigeria is horrible. Nigeria is a destiny killer. Not your uncle in the village. Not the 1,000-year-old tree in your village sphere. The people killing your destiny is Nigeria. They are politicians, the so-called service chiefs and army people. They are the ones holding you down. Your lives are over. If you abandon this revolution, I'm telling you before God that I serve in heaven, you people are finished. If you abandon this revolution now, if you don't press home this advantage, now the world is now watching. Now the whole world is now focusing on Nigeria. We must come out on the streets. Everybody from southern Kaduna, everybody must come out. The whole world is now watching. If they attack us, we attack them back. That is what they understand. That is how you defeat them. Bunch of liars. Somebody wearing army uniform. He was videoed. His name appeared on the video. We know where they live. They serve in the Nigerian army. And the Nigerian army issued, they were caught killing people. The Nigerian army issued a statement denying it. Now ask yourself this question. How can such a country ever develop? Please somebody should answer me. How? A country of liars and deceivers. You were there when Tinubu. You know the thing about Nigerians is that some of them, they do not listen. They don't listen. When you tell them something, they don't listen. Let me take a sip of water. When Catriona Lang went to go and see Tinubu, what did I tell you? I told you that Britain is planning to unleash mayhem on Lagos. I told you this. You can see it's on my page. I told you. Once this woman went to see Tinubu, I told you that trouble was coming. But being Nigerians the way they are, they don't listen. They never listen until it's too late. I warned you. I told you. British High Commissioner going to Tinubu was to strategize on how to kill people. You didn't believe me? After that demonic woman left back to Abuja, Tinubu called his friend in Mushi and asked him to release the thugs to attack the protesters. That was when I knew that Britain was running the show. By that attack, because I knew that Britain wanted to go and change the narrative all over the world to say it's just thugs, people who voted for Jonathan. You know, that's what they will say. If you criticize them constructively, they will say these are people that voted for Jonathan. They are now angry. They are not happy. They don't like what is happening with under the regime of a so-called non-existent Buhari. When the organizers on the ground said no and fought back, Britain in Abuja, they are the one now running the government of the zoo. Aisha's boyfriend is on the run. They have been planning to shoot what I call deep fake video for the past 3 days. They've not succeeded. I have it, our information is first class. From inside that rock, they have been planning on how they can present Aisha's boyfriend. They said no. Is he going to wear a glove? Because his hands doesn't look like that of an 80-year-old. It looks like that of a boy of 35. So they don't know what to do. That people are asking him, saying, we don't want a recorded address, we want live. They have been agonizing. Britain now said, we want to put an end to this. This is the same Britain that condemned China during the Tiananmen Square massacre. Somebody should please Google Tiananmen Square in China and British reaction. I want to tell people about hypocrisy. Tiananmen Square is spelled Tiananmen. Tiananmen Square in China. Go and Google it. Tiananmen Square massacre. Now let me tell you about hypocrisy. Let me also tell you that Britain is running the show. I want to let the whole world understand that as I speak right now, Britain are the people in Abuja running Nigeria. And I want to make it abundantly clear for the world to understand. When I tell you something you don't hear, later on it will, I don't know how to put it in English. It becomes more clearer to you. Now listen carefully. Go and Google Tiananmen Square massacre of 1989. Like Lekki Toll Gate, listen carefully. The hypocrisy of your colonial masters. Like Lekki Toll Gate, in 1989, the Chinese Communist Party, people were protesting, asking for democracy in China. The Communist Party mobilized the army, and the army shot and killed people in Tiananmen Square in 1989. It did not take up to 5 minutes. The British government issued a statement condemning the Chinese army. Go and check the history. But do you know the funniest thing? Last night, as the killing was going on, continued till this morning, there has been no official British condemnation of the massacre of innocent protesters. Never. But when Tiananmen happened in China, Britain condemned China within 5 minutes. Have you seen a greater hypocrisy than that? I want Africans to reason for once. They do not love you. An average British person is a good person. An average Scottish man is decent. An average Englishman is God-fearing and decent. An average Welshman is very good. The Irish, they are wonderful people. Everybody knows that. But together, as United Kingdom, as Britain, they breed monsters. They breed evil, wicked monsters. And these evil people, they work in the Foreign and Commonwealth Office. Who do not want to know? People must listen. You people are fond of not listening. Listen to me. Britain are the people in Aso Rock now organizing this mass murder going on. When the same thing happened in Tiananmen Square in 1989 in China, Britain condemned China within 5 minutes. Today, there is no word of condemnation. Do you know why they cannot condemn Nigeria? Because there is nobody to hold responsible. There is no Buhari. And that is what they are afraid of. Everybody is afraid of this cover-up because there is no Buhari in Aso Rock. That is the reason why they need to protect him. Instead of people asking and saying, let the president speak, now we are talking about massacre at Lekki. Ask yourself this question. Are you telling me that the old Buhari is alive and is not talking? Is that what you're telling us? Of course the answer is no. Everybody, if you have common sense, you will know that Buhari is not alive anymore. You will know that very well. That's what they're doing. Has Britain condemned the massacre in their former colony? The answer is no. Why have they not condemned it if they're not part of it? Because if you're not part of this very crime, you should condemn it. But that stupid woman, Katrina Lang, that blood-sucking demon, is the one running Nigeria right now, for your information. And the mask the boy is wearing is coming from Britain. The senator mass that Aisha's boyfriend, his name is Yusuf Abubakar Mohammed. Yusuf Abubakar Mohammed. Go and ask anywhere. If that boy does a DNA test, you will see he's not Buhari. Almost as young as Buhari's first child. That tells you what you need to know. Some of you cannot reason. That is why you don't know that it is Britain who is organizing and killing you. You don't know that? That is why they are only helter-skelter hiding the truth from you. That is why they are busy massacring people on Lekki Tollgate. And the Nigerian Bar Association, as they call themselves, is planning to file a criminal complaint. You know, these people are stupid. In a country that has no workable law, where an aeroplane turner, a Fulani Pawine tapper, schooled in Sharia law, is your overall Chief Justice of the Federation. He wants to file a case in the court, quoting the Constitution. Before judges that are not learned, before Fulani Janjaweed judges whose agenda is to enslave the idiot bringing the petition before them. When you took the matter of Buhari certificate to court, what happened? They said, oh, he's a general. How can he be a general without a school certificate? That was it. But that wasn't what the law said. The laws of INEC said you must present your certificate. That's what the law said. Then the judges in this room said, oh, he's a general. If he can be a general, he's an insult. He's been head of state before. Please don't bring this thing here. But that is not the issue in question. All of you were there and it happened. This was again, they want to go back and, how can I put it? And take army to court. Do you know how many cases they have in the court, the army? Do you know how many cases are in the court with the army? Do you think they have regard for the courts? Do you have courts in Nigeria? You don't have courts. What you have is a rubber stamp judiciary that does whatever Asarok asks them to do. If you make noise, they take your husband and your son as they did to Binta Nyako. They took Motala Nyako and they are probing Motala Nyako so that Binta Nyako can convict me and my men. That's all. They said to her, convict Nnamdi Kanu and we set your husband free. She was not able to do it within the timetable they gave to her. That is why they are prosecuting her husband. That is Nigeria for you. That is the court that this idiot wants to take. We are filing a case in the court. Even if you go to ICC, Britain will kill the case. Even if you take them to ICC, Britain will kill the case. It will never ever be heard. They have oil and gas money. They have oil and gas money. So that woman there, that boss, did you not see that the president of the ICC went to Abuja and collected his own share? He's an Igbo man. Osuji. He went and took his own share of the money. Has any case against Nigeria been called in ICC? They can never call it. They can't call it. They have all collected money. All of them, they have taken the money because they Fulani, they have the cash, raw cash in dollars. What is your problem? If not for the shooting around Lekki last night, and that people are screaming and calling out all the big media houses, in fact, or the fact that Mrs. Clinton joined and condemned the shooting. So how can Mrs. Clinton condemn the shooting and the British government that owns Nigeria hasn't condemned it yet? Ask yourself that very question. The zoo is full of liars. The African Bar Association is going to file criminal complaint. Nonsense. In Africa, I went to ECOWAS court. ECOWAS said I should take my case file, send it to France so they can translate it into French from English because some of their judges are French. They kept adjourning my case, waiting for Nigerian government to kill me. ECOWAS court. This is in Africa. You want to go to court? Go now. Let me see what is going to come out of it. but of course, nothing will come out of it. We are very resolute and we are very, very determined.
Thank you for staying connected, my great and wonderful viewers. You can see everything the way it actually goes. You can hear every single pen that Nnamdi Kanu actually said in this very video. You can see the way this man actually burst out in that video. According to a report, they said that was the last video that Nnamdi Kanu actually made before they actually came for him in Kenya. And you know, it is not Tinubu that actually bring him from Kenya. It is not even in the regime of Tinubu, but it was in the regime of Buhari. Everybody knows that. But the moment Tinubu got there, a lot of people were expecting Tinubu to actually do the needful as far as Nnamdi Kanu case is concerned. But the story remains the same. They never allow the man to go. And insecurity keep pumping up in different areas in Nigeria. And all the prophecies that Nnamdi Kanu made as far as the insecurity thing is concerned, based on the agendas of the Fulani, everything begins to come through back to back, consecutively, repetitively in 2025. And these are the prophecies that I made some years ago. Now, this actually got the attention of a lot of big GOs, a lot of big Nigerian pastors with big congregations. They're now saying that they should let this man to go. Now, all mouths are now focused on Tinubu now, that Tinubu should allow this man to go, since he have the capacity, he have the spiritual capacity to actually see ahead of time. That shows that the person that see the problem ahead of time will actually see the solution as well. Now, all the puffing and puffing and puffing everywhere, they said it is only Nnamdi Kanu that can actually handle everything. Those are what a lot of Nigerian big GOs are actually saying. Now tell me, Tinubu DSS did not want this man to go, but Kenya make the ruling in their court. The same Kenya that sent Nnamdi Kanu back to Nigeria as if they send someone through sender or blah blah blah. Or maybe they send someone through Bluetooth. The same Kenya that actually sent down Nnamdi Kanu back to Nigeria and helped Nigeria to arrest him and all of that. The same Kenya court make the ruling that the rendition of that same man that Kenya actually sent down is illegal. Meaning that the trial that Nnamdi Kanu is actually going through as far as Nigeria is concerned is illegal as well, according to report. Meaning that the detention of Nnamdi Kanu for more than 4 years in DSS facility is actually illegal. That is that every of the circumstance around this man is actually illegal. Now, since Kenya have made the ruling that Nnamdi Kanu rendition and extradition is illegal, why can't they allow him to go? Why can't they allow him to go? Those are the questions that a lot of people are asking. Now, it's getting the attention of a lot of African leaders. African leaders that are actually seeking for justice and understand what the fundamental human right of everybody is. African leaders that have empathy and sympathy. Those African leaders are not coming together and they're saying that enough is enough based on the shenanigans that have been ongoing as far as Nnamdi Kanu case is concerned. Now, the same Nnamdi Kanu came out some days ago and he made it known that if they should allow him to go, that all the insurgency and all the insecurity that is happening in every region in Nigeria, most especially in the eastern part of Nigeria, will eventually stop. He said if they should release him 1 minute, that was what Nnamdi Kanu said. He didn't mention 2 minutes, 1 minute, that everything will eventually stop. But did they release him? No. What is that supposed to tell us? Why don't they release him? They should just try to release him and try him first. Maybe the insecurity will stop or not. The basic thing that this man was actually doing then was actually trying to send Fulanis out of their forest and all of that. The same thing was what Sunday Igboho was actually doing, trying to send the Fulanis out of their forest, because the forest is the hideout of the Fulani herdsmen and all of that. The Fulani terrorists, their hideout is in the forest. They don't stay among him and they don't stay among towns. They don't stay in town, they don't stay in city. Now they're moving from forest now to villages, invading people's home in village, invading people's farm in village. Those are what a lot of people are actually experiencing, and they postalize. There are times they postalize the entire household, and it will remain one person in the household. Now, what kind of trauma, what kind of life will that person be living? What kind of heart will that kind of person that they postalize his entire family will be carrying up and down? Now, I would like you guys to drop your opinion in the comment section on this video based on everything that is actually happening. Just feel free, drop your opinion in the comment section on this video, as I'm going to get another day for you, and share, follow me on my social media handles. You know, on Facebook at LAJUPOG Watch TV and LAJUPOG Entertainment, and on Instagram at LAJUPOG. Guess what, guys? See you in my next video, and bye for now.
I see the hot for my body, I say make I yarn you. Religious gossip plenty day for body. Pastor with the line on top, be pastor. For LAJUPOG Watch TV. Pastor with the back, where? Politician pastor where they do pass himself. Corrupt leader, all the while you waiting for church. All as LAJUPOG was